Hey guys, I was going to read this, so I thought, why not just jump on here and you guys can read it with me? So, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most secretive meetings in history. It's called the Jekyll Island meeting. It actually led to the creation of what we know as the Fed, or the Federal Reserve. It's not just a history lesson, though. There's actually a story here that is worth reading for the hidden power, secret deals, and the birth of the system that still controls our money today. So let's get into it. What happened on Jekyll Island? I guess to get into it, we're going to have to travel back to 1910 to a remote island off the coast of Georgia called Jekyll Island. Sounds pretty cool, right? Well, there's 6 men, bankers, politicians, and wealthy elite. They're gathered in secret. They include Senator Nelson Aldrich, Paul Warburg, a German banker, and a representative from, of course, J.P. Morgan and the Rockefeller family. They travel there, which is also really weird, that they're traveling under these false names, pretending to be duck hunters. That's right, duck hunters. Not the duck hunters we know of, like Duck Dynasty, but anyway. And they're sworn to secrecy. Why are they sworn to secrecy? They knew if the public found out, thing. The goal, create a central banking system to control the US economy. They believed this would stabilize the economy because there had been a series of financial panics. But was there another agenda? The Federal Reserve was passed in 1913. Remember, we traveled back to 1910 for this secret meeting on Jekyll Island. But 1913 created the Fed. The public did not know this plan was drafted in secrecy by the very people it was meant to regulate, the big bankers. The Fed was not created in an open, democratic way. It was designed by powerful elite behind closed doors. So one has to ask, why all the secrecy? Why did these men go to such great lengths to keep the meeting secret? Were they worried about public distrust? I would think so. In the early 1900s, Americans distrusted big banks and monopolies. If they knew bankers were planning a central bank, they would have been out there and there would have been a massive opposition. They feared people. They feared that the people would see it as a power grab. And were they right? Power and control. The bankers knew a central bank would give more power and control over the economy to them. It wasn't just about stability, it was about consolidating the power. Some say Warburg later admitted the goal was to protect the interests of the banking community. The birth of the monopoly. The Fed was designed to regulate other banks. But who was going to regulate the Federal Reserve? By controlling the money supply and the interest rates, the Fed became the most powerful financial institution in the country. That's interesting. And again, I was just reading this and I was thinking, I might as well read this and let you guys see what you think. The Jekyll Island meeting was not just about creating a central bank. It was about ensuring that a few powerful families controlled the future of the money in America. The hidden influence of the Fed today, fast forward to today. How does the Fed's power still affect us? Well, economic control. The Fed controls the interest rates, which we should all be aware of right now. I think your average credit card is like 25%. Some are 35% interest, and most people don't even know this because most people are just like, do you want credit? And they're like, okay, and they try to get it. They have no idea what they're paying. But the Fed controls the interest rates, which affects everything from mortgages to student loans. When the rates go up, borrowing costs more. When the rates go down, inflation often rises. Okay, during the crisis of 2008 and 2020, the Fed prints more money. And this might help in the short term, but it devalued the dollar. More money equals less value for the dollar. Who benefits? You have to ask yourself this. The big banks and the wealthy investors, of course, often benefit the most from the Fed's policies. They get access to cheap loans. And guess what they get that we don't all get? Bailouts. While regular people face rising prices and debt, we see in 2008 the Fed actually bailed out the big banks. Did they help you when you were struggling? Probably not. The Fed's decision does not just affect America, though. See, they impact the whole global economy. Some say this gives the US too much power, and that's why leaders like Putin wants to break away from the dollar, and many others with him. The Fed's influence goes far beyond America. It's a tool of power that shapes the entire world economy. Question: can we trust an institution created in secret to protect itself from the actual institutions that said that it was going to protect us from? Interesting. There's a huge lack of transparency. The Fed's meetings are private. Their decisions impact all of us, but they don't have to explain why they make certain choices. Some want to audit the Fed, and some politicians have called for the Fed to be audited. That'll be fun. And it hasn't happened yet. You have to ask yourself, why not? Okay, now this one I thought was really interesting, the cycle of debt. The Fed system relies on debt. When they print money, they create more debt. And this keeps us in a cycle where we always owe more than we actually have. I know some of you don't believe in the Bible, and that's fine, but Proverbs 22:7 is very clear. The borrower is servant to the lender. Are we all servants to the Fed? The Fed's secrecy and power raise serious questions. Should we trust an institution that was born in a secret place called Jekyll Island and operates without any oversight? The story of the Jekyll Island, it's not just history. It's a warning. The Federal Reserve was created by powerful, powerful people. But knowledge is power also. And so I think the more we understand, the more we can take control of our own futures. So I wanted to make this just to hope that we can stay informed and stay empowered. And on that, I guess I'll wrap it up. What do you guys think about the Fed's secret origins? Maybe you know something that the rest of us don't know. And okay, I'll leave it there. Just remember, stay empowered and never forget the sun always rises. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.